Number 1 is Polar Red, Barry Fenton. 2 is Mr. Cool, Mr. Jamie Moore. 3, Valerio, Mick Fitzgerald. 4, Giacomo, Liam Cooper. 5 is Ben Bias, Paddy Brennan claiming the 5. 6, Magulus, Davy Russell. 7 is Bernardon, and an orange distinguishing cap. Not the same ownership as Mr. Cool, but very similar colours. So an orange distinguishing cap on number 7, Tony McCoy's Mount Bernardon. 8 is Monka Hoston, Sam Strong. Number 9 is Holy Orders, over from Ireland, Ruby Walsh. Number 10 is Under the Sand, Richard Johnson. 11, Whistling Dixie, Alan Dempsey. 12, Anxious Moments, Charlie Swan. 13 is Moving On Up, Jimmy McCarthy. 14, Villano, John Kavanagh. 15, Idaho Docs, Jerry Supple. 16 is Tickram, Timmy Murphy. 17, Chauvinist, Norman Williamson coming in for the ride there on this 8-to-1 chance. Very lowly weighted with 10 stone on the minimum. Number 18, Celtic Bard, Noel Feely. 19, Czar of Peace, Neil Mulholland claiming the 3. And 20 is Milcat, Slippers Madden claiming 7. So 20 to go, and this Ladbroke hurdle, typically competitive, been a great talking point and great betting race during the week. Let's have a look at the latest from Angus.
Well, Holy Orders is the favourite, 92, which is the biggest price it's been today. It's opened up at 4s, but not surprisingly, it's drifted out here on the course, having been a big gamble with the sponsors when they opened betting on the race at 8-to-1 earlier in the month. Valerio is at 8-to-1 chance. Top price, that was 9s this morning with Hills. It was back, but generally easy to back with the other firms. Anxious Moment is also 8s, with Chauvinist well supported, 8-to-1. Tickram 12s with Milcat, the morning gamble, that's 12s. That's the biggest price it's been really since about 9:30 this morning when 16 was taken. Under the Sand 14 to Benadorm, interesting support for that one. 16 into 14, and it's 16-to-1 bar.
Racing and Holy Orders has got away okay. One of the first away, Mr. Cool, with Ben Bias in the early stages, and Zara Peace is up there as well. Holy Orders has begun okay, and is right there in centre field with Villano as they head up now towards the first, and Benadon as well back in the field, and so too is Milcat on settling down. But charging up the home straight the first time, visibility not very good now as they head up towards the second, and Ben Bias over on the far side is the first over it from Mr. Cool. They all land over it safely. Jumping it in third is Tickram, followed by Zara of Peace, and just behind them Whistling Dixie from Valerio Chauvinist. And on the near side, Polar Red with a red visor is going very wide of the field. Further back in the field, Chauvinist, followed by Giacomo. Then Villano back with Monka Hoston. Bernardon is there as well from Holy Orders. Then moving on up from Anxious Moments, Magulus as well back with Milcat, then Celtic Bard right out the back of the field in company there with Idaho Docs as they swing very sharply right-handed now and head down the side of the course, and Under the Sand is absolute last. But it's Ben Bias who shows the way here as they meet 3 flights of hurdles on this side of the course. Ben Bias from Mr. Cool, and Zara Peace out deeper with the yellow sleeves. 2 or 3 lengths away then is Polar Red, is very wide. Whistling Dixie in the centre. Giacomo not that far away as they head over flight number 3. Back in the field too is Villano, followed then by Moving On Up, who's very deep off the track at this point. Milcat has made up a couple of places as they continue their journey down the side of the 4th. Ben Bias, a good jump there. Holy Orders in centre field. Chauvinist is held up as well from Tickram at this stage. They're followed by Celtic Bard, but heading to the 5th, Ben Bias the leader. Out wider then is Mr. Cool, and then Zara Peace almost making a line of 3. They're a good 4 or 5 lengths clear of Whistling Dixie and Giacomo as they head over the 5th. Chauvinist going well, followed then by Polar Red is very wide. Villano's right there in the centre. Bernardon not that far away from Tickram, and then Anxious Moments making ground out very deep off the track as they race down to Swinley Bottom. Monka Hoston is behind them in about 8th or 9th position on the inside. Bernardon struggling a bit. Milcat back there as well, followed by Holy Orders, giving them an enormous start. From Under the Sand has made a few places. Then Celtic Bard, Idaho Docs, and Moving On Up. Racing out of Swinley Bottom now. They've got 4 flights left to jump in the Ladbroke hurdle, and Ben Bias is just the leader from Mr. Cool, and then Zara Peace behind them. Whistling Dixie running a big race. Out deeper on the track is Polar Red. They're followed by Villano. Anxious Moments going well, very deep off the track. Milcat's coming into as they clear 4 out. Chauvinist is not that far away. A gap then to Benadon, and they're followed by Monka Hoston. 3 flights left to jump in the Ladbroke hurdle. Ben Bias the leader from Mr. Cool. They're a couple of lengths clear of Whistling Dixie, and behind them is Chauvinist from Polar Red and Monka Hoston. Then the orange cap of Bernardon is now starting to make a little bit of ground, hard ridden under McCoy. Racing up with a half-mile left to travel and 2 to jump in the Ladbroke hurdle. And Mr. Cool is really applying the pressure to Ben Bias. They're 4 or 5 lengths, Whistling Dixie, Monka Hostin. 2 lengths away then is Chauvinist, who's now being popped the question as they race up towards the home turn. Now Chauvinist is under the whip. Ben Bias and Mr. Cool are the leaders as they round the corner by 3 lengths to Whistling Dixie. Monka Hostin behind them, followed by Chauvinist. They're the only ones in camera shot as they round the corner in this mist and fog at Ascot. It's Ben Bias, the white sleeves and cap, just the leader. Whistling Dixie, he's holding it up behind. Then on the far side, Monka Hostin, followed by Chauvinist as they head up towards the second last. Hard to see them in the gloom here. Chauvinist is there, Ben Bias also there, Whistling Dixie not that far away. They race in the gloom here with 1 flight left to jump in the Ladbroke hurdle. They're racing up towards it now. It's hard to see the shapes as they race up towards it. Over on the far side, Chauvinist, Norman Williamson has jumped to the lead. He's sprinted clear of the field. Ben Bias jumps it in second, Tickram third, followed by Idaho Docks. But as they race up towards the line, Norman Williamson on Chauvinist is going to land the Ladbroke hurdle by a street. He's won it by the best part of 10 lengths. Idaho Docks flew home to get second. Ben Bias was third, just behind them in fourth, Tickram, followed by Monka Hostin. They're followed then by Mr. Cool, and further back Benadon, then Celtic Bart. Holy Orders didn't get into it at all from the half-mile onwards. Then Milcat from under the sand. Behind them, Volano. They're coming in at long intervals. Anxious Moments back there. So too Valerio. Then Polar Red. Further back behind them is moving on up. And then Majlis, who's well back, and they appear to be the only finishers. The winner, number 17, Chauvinist, owned by Mrs. Bunny Roberts, in partnership with Nick Roberts, trained by Nicky Henderson and ridden by Norman Williamson, the winner of the Ladbroke hurdle.
Well back this winner. First number 17, Chauvinist, at 15-2. Second number 15, Idaho Docks, 50-1. Third number 5, Ben Bias, at 20-1. And fourth number 16, Tickram, at 12-1.